Like, what's the challenge when obviously McDavid and Draisaitl, incredible players on their own, when they're playing together on the same line?
Yeah, I think they like to move them around, and they play together a lot. Even if they're not, in the lineup together, they're going to be out there a lot with each other in offensive zone situations and certain times in the period. So something we're used to seeing, and obviously, I guess to be aware of it.
How have you felt about your game since coming back from the injury?
Yeah, it's been a little bit up and down. I think going along with our team play overall. So. Big road trip for us here before the break, and looking forward to getting off to a good start here with the Oilers tonight.
What have you liked about what you've had since you came back?
Yeah, I think the first couple of games I was a little better than the last couple, and like I said, we won the first couple and we didn't win the last couple, so pretty much how I feel.
Went pretty well for you guys against the Oilers last game in November. What do you recall the most about that game and that performance?
Yeah, it was a good game. I think we were down 2-1 late, came back, tied it up, won overtime, I believe. Just a good 60-minute effort, sticking with it. Killed off a good 4-minute power play, I believe, too, late in that game or second period. I can't remember when it was, but it's always a good test against these guys. It's going to be no different tonight.
With goals hard to come by lately for you guys, just how much of a jolt are you expecting if John and Matthew are able to go here?
Yeah, certainly. Getting two pieces, part of our top six forward group, it's obviously going to help any team. Both those guys are excellent in front of the net, and oftentimes when you're not scoring goals, that's where you need to get to. So having those two guys back, if they're playing tonight, definitely will be a boost for us in the net front game as well.
What's your sense of the penalty kill right now? Just a stretch where it goes in at times, or is there any sort of adjustments that you're looking for?
Yeah, it's been a little streaky for us this year. I think when I was out last, I was watching one of the games, and one of the announcers said we'd killed like 17 straight, and then now I feel like it's been kind of going in a little bit. So hopefully, get back on the streak of it not going in.
Coach is playing with someone like Chris Tanev again, kind of maybe help with that, with the chemistry of how you guys play on the PK and then kind of playing the final.
I don't think it'll change much. I've been playing with Chris all year, so very used to playing with all the defensemen, whether I'm killing penalties or 5-on-5.
There's only 4 games to go till the league breaks. Maybe there's a bit of human nature to look ahead towards the rest, or is that a challenge for you guys to stay focused in? Or?
No, we lost 3 straight, so our focus is on winning hockey games.
What do you think of a 5 p.m. local start? Does it change at all the routine? Do you like it? Less wait time?
I played enough in this league that I've fit it all the times.
Max, you missed these guys in November. What stands out about the challenge of David Draisaitl and the Oilers?
Yeah, it's always been the same challenge year after year. You got two of the best players in the league, one of the best power plays, and obviously, if you don't work the right way, they're going to make you pay. So we want to find our game. It's a good challenge for us tonight, and everyone's got to work to play against those guys.
How did you feel in your return to the lineup?
I felt really good. Obviously, want a better result, but I thought our line had a lot of opportunities, and got to dig just a bit deeper to convert on them.
You had some chemistry with John Tavares already earlier this season. What would it mean to have him back in the lineup and for you and maybe for his game as well?
Yeah, one of the best players, one of the most reliable centermen in the league, and he helps our team, obviously. It's no secret that, probably the most important position in a team is down the middle. So when you lose a guy like that, it obviously stings. But, if we can get him back, and, we know what he does for our team, and looking forward to it.
I remember a quote from you maybe 10 or 15 years ago. You talked about how hard goal scoring is, right? Like you're trying to make a play with a guy taking your head off, and if it goes in, you're a hero, and if not, you're not. This team is, I think it was second in the league in goal scoring last year, down to 12th to 13th this year. Where do you see the opportunity for growth for goal scoring for this team?
Maybe being a little bit grittier around the net. It's no surprise or no secret that we've been trying to play a little bit different, I think, than they were last year. A little bit more of a north-south style. Sometimes that takes a little bit of grit to get into the inside, that extra effort, that extra battle to win a battle in front of the net, get second and third chance, or beat your defenseman off the wall to the net. So while it sounds simple, I think we're trying to play a little bit more of a simple game, but that comes with a little bit of an attitude that you're going to win your check, and ultimately that can help you score a goal.
Have you seen progress in that area this year?
Just like our game relies so heavily on it, it's come in waves. There's been times where we felt very good about our game and times where not so much, and that's the same with any team in any season. You want to peak at the right time. So while it hasn't been perfect, we've had a bit of adversity with injuries and whatnot, but the good thing is we know what makes our team successful. It's not like we're sitting here questioning how we have to play. We know what it takes for our group to be successful and to play that north-south style, and it's up to us to execute.
They've got Corey Perry on their top line tonight. What sort of appreciation do you have? You've talked about your ability to adapt as you've gotten older. What do you appreciate about how he's been able to do that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's tough, to be, I think he won the Hart one year, so to maybe definitely take a step back in your career and kind of play different roles. And it's tough to show up to the rink one day and play on the fourth line or be out of the lineup, and then show up the next day and you're playing with the best player, in the league. So it's like it's hard, and you kind of, unless you're in that situation, you don't really understand that it's hard to turn it on and off and kind of wear all these different roles within a team. But at the same time, we're fortunate and blessed to be able to still do this, and him obviously longer than me, but you definitely have more of an appreciation when you go through yourself.
What have you liked about McCabe and Tanev as a shutdown pair when they've been together this season?
Yeah, it just seems like when you go back for a puck with those two that it's predictable, knowing where it's going to go and how it's going to come out of the zone, and more often than not, it's going to come out of the zone with control. And for me, that's what the top teams do, what the top players do. It's that predictability, and two guys that just go about their business the right way, and it shows. You've been around a lot of different leaders in your career. What stands out about the way Austin leads, and were you surprised at all to see him get the C as a pretty young guy on Team USA? No, I wasn't surprised at all. I mean, it's no secret what he's accomplished, and it's one thing being a captain in this market as opposed to other, comes a lot more responsibilities, and he's handled it amazing. I mean, there's no ups and downs with him. He's even keel. He doesn't ride the highs or lows, and that's what you want out of your captain, and in a big market. And so at that stage, it's no surprise that they named him captain. I'm thrilled for him. I feel like this year being out of the lineup a little bit, maybe I feel just take it a little bit personally. I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves, and I know he's everyone knows him for scoring goals, but he plays both ends of the puck really, really hard, makes all little plays all over the ice that people probably don't see or appreciate unless you play with him or watch him closely on a nightly basis, and that's what leaders do.
He doesn't get enough recognition? What do you mean? Or do you
for
think
other areas of his game?
Yeah, do you think it doesn't get highlighted as much as it should? And just the coverage because it's so much on the goals?
Well, before I came here, you just think of him as like a goal scorer, but he does little things all over the ice. I mean, like his forechecking is one of the best I've seen. His work ethic is up there with the best I've seen. And oftentimes when you see these guys that have this much success, you just think like they're cheating all over the ice, and maybe it's just a gift that he's got that talent, but it's not a gift. It's obviously he has that, but his work ethic is what drives our team, and a big reason why he's a captain.
You're a veteran of the league. What's a 5 p.m. start like for you? As hockey players tend to be creatures of habit. Do you like it that you're out earlier? Does it change it up at all?
Well, we're out at the same time.
So it's good for you. You like
it's 7 p.m. game.
Yeah, so it is.
What's Willie like as a line mate? Like, is he talkative?
He's awesome.
Yeah. How do you work with him?
I love how he sees the game so much differently than anyone I've played with, and that is what makes him so good, and that's also what makes him unique. And you talk about predictability, and I mentioned that's how our team wants to play, but the top players in the league don't play like the other guys, right? They gotta have a little bit of uniqueness to them. So I love trying to pick his brain about hockey and why he's so good, and I don't even think he knows why he's so good. He's like he has these little things that he works on that nobody else works on, little skating drills he does before practice that I've never seen before, and it's just cool to be around such good players that go about it, that play really different from each other. And so it's cool because it shows that there's not one way to play, but there is no secret that they all work so hard at their craft, and that's why they're some of the best.
So what's the outlook for John and Knies?
Yeah, I think they're good to go tonight, so it'd be great having them back in the lineup tonight.
What went into putting Pacioretty with Tavares and Nylander and having McMahon?
Well, those lines were together before, and we had 3 lines creating offense at that point. Bobby McMahon with Domi and Robbie were, putting scoring for us, and then secondary scoring. And before Patches got hurt, I think that's the second time. That line with Willie and Johnny was pretty good for us too.
When you reach this point of the season and you have somewhat of a healthy lineup, do you kind of want to have some consistency in what your lines are going to be?
I think you always really have pairs that are consistent, and I think the third guy is I've always moved him around a little bit depending on how things looked, how things were going. Mix it up a little bit, but I do like working in pairs. So Mitch and Matthews have been a pair all year. Pretty much Johnny and Willie have been a pair all year, and Max and Bobby have been a pair for quite a bit of the stretch this year too.
You guys did a really good job against the Oilers when they came to Toronto. How much do you look back at that game, or is it kind of a bit too old now?
Well, you look back at the game and you look at things you've did well on your side of things, and you look at how the Oilers are playing now, and I think there's some little different situations the way, in my opinion, how the Oilers are playing now. So we got to be prepared for that.
Do you want to share any of those?
No, not really.
Why have they been so much better?
The Oilers? Well, I think their power play is clicking better. I think also they're playing, to me, they look like they're playing a quicker game, looking to play fast all the time, get going, put teams on their heels as much as they can. That's what I see when I watch them. They're obviously, they have some great players over there that you got to be aware of and be on top of as much as possible and take time and space away from them, but they're playing fast. So we got to be on our toes. We got to play fast ourselves, and we can't sit back and watch them. We got to get going. We got to be aggressive.
What are you seeing when you see your penalty kill right now?
Well, I don't believe we're giving up a whole lot, but it's one play and it's going in our net right now, so we just got to clean that up a little bit. And I think the penalty kill is still doing a good job, but like you said, it's going in the net, and we got to be clean up the mistake that is happening when it goes in our net.
What do you make of the way Corey Perry's seemed to have reinvented himself a little bit?
Yeah, and he loves the game. I think that Corey, he loves the game, I think more than anything, and that's why he's still going. And he's a type of guy that's probably a great locker room guy, and, veteran leadership, he's won. He's kind of taken on some different roles over his career as he aged, but he still provides the veteran leadership that's needed on every team.
What do you think of a 5 p.m. local start? Do you like it? A little less waiting time?
That's fine with me. I don't really focus on that too much. It is what it is. That's what TV does.
Do you consider this cold? Is it fair to call this weather cold?
Yeah, it's cold, but it's not that bad, is it?
I thought it was pretty cold.
There's no wind.
It could be worse.
There's no wind. There's no wind.
There is some wind. There was definitely a wind on the walk over.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, I walked inside.
Smart.